Welcome to this episode of Fastlane, a JCTV podcast. This is a little bit different format episode that we're accustomed to seeing just a few episodes into this series. That's going to be a recap show of the DI9 Designs NAOR series for season 12. It's going to be recap highlights of all 17 races on the season 12 schedule, and plus we're going to talk to Joshua Arnold, league owner. He is back in the fast lane this week yet again, to recap his season from the driver's seat himself and talk a little bit about how the season went as a whole overall, from the grand scope of things. And to get us started, we're going to take a quick look at the upcoming April schedule on JCTV. This Friday, April 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the NAOR League returns for Season 13 with the DI9 Designs series in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll be live at 9 p.m. with racing about quarter after. And then Tuesday, April 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Slide Job Racing League returns to championship events at Dover Motor Speedway after two exhibition events last 2 weeks. Points are being paid while Miles the Monster looms in the closing moments of the regular season of the MF Racing Designs Premier Series. And then April 21st, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Iowa Speedway is going to play host to the DI9 Designs NAL Series for the second round of Season 13. The next night, the return of the Blazer Sim Racing League on Saturday, April 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time from Daytona International Speedway. It will be the Season 4 opener of the InThePitsNews Truck Series. JCTV will be live at 7:45 p.m. as racing gets started just after 8 o'clock. And then April 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, the Slide Job Racing League wraps up the regular season of the MF Racing Designs Premier Series 10th season with a trip to JCTV's home track of Michigan International Speedway. JCTV will be on air at 8:45 p.m. to close out the regular season and see who our 10 playoff drivers are going to be. Josh Arnold, driver of the number 22 in the DI9 Designs NAL series and the league owner, now joins us on Fastlane. Josh, you were able to get your first win of the season at Bristol, but it was a very chaotic doubleheader overall that night. Can you think back into that night a couple months ago and overall the situation put in place after those couple of races we had?
Yeah, it was the first doubleheader that we had on iRacing, and pretty much, just trying to make sure I didn't have everything all together for that one. I kind of got better as I went through the season with those doubleheaders, but the first one really, real chaotic, as most Bristol races are on the sim, and probably a few cautions we shouldn't have had. I mean, who knows? I might have caused one or two during the event, but the first one got done. I think I had the worst interview of the season because it was like, I'm excited. I'm trying to get the second race set up while I'm talking to you. My mind isn't there. I really, going into each season as league owner, I just always want to win one race per season. If I can do that, I feel like, okay, season's good. Let's just chill from here on out, have some good racing, make sure everybody's, running people right and stuff like that. And so, Bristol, I grabbed that win. I think the second race, I finished third behind Chris and Hunter Peach. And, hey, they're the two most winningest NAOR iRacing drivers out there. So, two pretty good people to lose to. But, yeah, it would have been pretty good on the points if I would have swept that and got a few more based on last season's point standings.
So to end the season, there was two races that you just had a bad stretch, bad races. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. If you know me and my driving style, if we go green on lap 1, I'm not going to be pushing it too hard because we have 100 and something laps to go. I don't want to get behind, but yet I try to stay out of trouble, keep my nose clean. And I think Charlotte, I made it a little further, obviously, than Michigan. But yeah, Charlotte double points, had a good car, ducked back to the back, kind of worked my way forward. and I really was quick on the long run, which is what I go for in most times in any league. And I think someone came up on fresh tires. A new driver in the league came up on fresh tires. Want to say got the apron, hit me, spun me out, gave me a little bit of damage across the nose, hitting that pit wall. But hurt Zach Meredith. I think he was involved as well. So we were both, I believe, top 5 at that, and really looking to get some points. Who knows if we would have closed down further on Chris, especially after Charlotte. But we had half the race was going our way. We had minded our P's and Q's, raced people clean, got raced clean ourselves, got in position to where without that caution, I mean, I feel like I was going to pit within maybe 10 laps or so. So really, I mean, it would have come down to Chapman and Peach and Jose, just like it would have anyway. But I do feel like you would have, at the end of that race, you would have been saying my name. And it looking back, it could have been a race to just whether it break even with Chris or gain just 1 or 2 points just to keep up the momentum, keep going forward, trying to close that down. Knowing I needed more, but even if it would have just been finishing 1 spot ahead of him and Nick and just been able to stretch it out a little bit, I think I obviously lost spots, of course, but I really lost a lot of points to Nick because he was breathing down my throat after Charlotte. But then moving on to Michigan, same deal. Hey, I'm not the best qualifier. I cannot go down there and lay down a burner for anything. And even starting the race, looking at it, it's 100+ laps. Once again, I'm gonna chill, see how the beginning of the race goes. Wait on that first caution, try to do something where I get myself running top 5 halfway like Charlotte. And really in NAOR, all I ask of the drivers is to race each other without touching. There's going to be bumps. There's going to be this and that, go on at short tracks. My golly, go back and watch that Martinsville and Bristol, races on JCTV, and you can tell that. But, race people clean, race them how you want to be. So, if I go and block you 3 straight laps and then you get in front of me and then you straight to block me, there's nothing I can say. I did it first. I got to accept it that I'm going to get blocked by this driver because I did it to him. I don't like when people put people in bad spots. So, I see 2-3 people up here battling for a spot and I'm just going to come in there and, to start and maybe stayed away from some of the people I should have. But yeah, that wraps up the ending of the season for me. A rough stretch. What might have been.
Well, to start off that you mentioned, when you start up front, you usually like to keep it calm, knowing there's a long race ahead of you. You started on the pole at Suzuka. That was a little bit of a shorter race, but right off the bat, you spun out, and you were unable to continue, unfortunately. What was that race like? And going there, first of all, season 12, what was that like as a racetrack?
It was fun. It brought me back to the days where I watched Mike Skinner and Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, Ernie Irvin, all of them getting out there, traveling over to Japan. NASCAR in Japan is a eggplant and question mark. So that's why it was kind of like a cultural difference when they're like, "Oh, NASCAR's coming." What, eggplant question mark? But no, the racing was fun for the road course guys. They have to be on the schedule. Can't deny. Even though I could run last at every one of them, I'm still going to put them on the schedule. And so we had 2, a doubleheader there at Suzuka, just a re-rack. So, I started on pole the second one, which doesn't really count as an NAOR pole win, but that just means I finished dead last in the first one. So it's really not a benefit. But yeah, such an embarrassing, the most embarrassing moment for me all season really was trying to start in first gear I'm not a road course racer. I don't know what I'm doing up there starting on the pole. And hey, I'm just glad Meredith and Zachary Wareham and all of them who were starting right behind me was just able to get by. When it snapped, my whole thing was just stay on the gas. Don't try to stop right here in front of it. Just whip that sucker. And I whipped it around, backed it into the fence. I actually came around because I was going to just, once again, kind of race official. But to correct your opening statement, when a couple of other people went out, I rode out there for like 8 or 9 laps and picked up a couple of spots. Got me a technical top 10 for the season. So I know we'll be talking about those soon. But yeah, there's quite a few, especially Suzuka number 2, that I got a top 10, but there's no way I deserved a top 10 there. But most embarrassing, but yeah, I think it was cool. Just celebrate NASCAR history. Season 1 on iRacing was like 1984 tracks. Any track you saw on the 84 schedule last season was 97, and they went to Suzuka in 96 and 97. They went twice. So that was just a throwback to those. Some of these people racing weren't even born when that was happening. So just a throwback to kind of revive that and keep it fresh on people's mind that, yeah, NASCAR did travel, 3, 4, 5,000 miles to go race in Japan.
Talking about senior season stats, you led 142 laps. You had league leading top 5s and top 10s. So walk us through that.
I can roll off a top 5 and a top 10 at most any place. I mean, I just said I got a top 10 at Suzuka when I definitely shouldn't have. But just being consistent. I mean, you got to be there at the end of the race to get points. And if I was to go back through and just look at top 10s over the whole course of our history, I can promise, like Enrique Quinones, he has made so many playoffs just by finishing top 10. And so, he doesn't get up there and race at the beginning of it. He sits back and saves his stuff. And that's kind of what I do. I save my stuff, make sure I'm not, unfortunately, in some cautions, like we've already talked about. But, just being there at the end of the race, because, that's when it pays. You can't gain, I can gain a point here or there during the, race or something for leading a lap, but, your season points are coming there, and you got to make the playoffs to be able to win a championship, and it's hard to win one over here in NAOR, unless you watched last season and saw how easy Chris made it look. But no, just go out, try to be there at the end. I know in top 5s, any stat that you can tie Nick Hapiak in, you got to feel like you did something right. And me and Nick Hapiak led the league last year with 9 top 5s. We had 16 races, I do believe. And then I actually had, standing alone at the top, something I actually did right last season was 13 top 10s. I was going back through. There's so many that I finished like 9th or 10th, like scraping by just to get that stat. So just something to just hold on to. The 142 laps, I swear, I guess a lot of them might have had to be that Bristol number 1, because, those things roll off quick there. So, 20, 30, 40 laps there adds up quick. But I need more. I've got to lead more laps next season. I do believe to put myself in position. And I look down this roster and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you're not going to be able to start at the back anymore with your terrible qualifying and go forward and try to lead laps, finish at the front. It's going to be a lot harder coming up. So I got to step on my game. That lead laps, 142 is good, but when you look at like Nick Hapiak, almost 900 laps led in 2 seasons, I'm really lagging behind with like 200 and something. So, me and a whole bunch of other people got to step up our game to compete with Nick, Chris, Jonathan Parker now, Pacey Wygant, Andrew Chapman, Cole. Number 24, he come on hot there at the end of the season. Hunter Peach, Kyle Tubb will be back. He won a race last season. So, there's one. He won a race, and then I think he missed 13. So, with him being back, and like I said, I want to win one race a season. I think next year is going to be a barn burner overall, but I'm scared that I'm not going to get that win. So I'm definitely going to try to see what I can do to grab one before we get too far.
Well, lastly, before we move on to season 13, you mentioned a few of your close calls in season 12, like Bristol, Charlotte, Michigan. But what are the other missed opportunities on the season? I know you were leading at Talladega at the end, and then Darlington, you were up front, but just one guy, Kenneth Cheney, dominated the whole thing. What was it like in those other races being so close?
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of these, but like Bristol, I would have loved to have swept that and just got max points for that whole weekend. I finished third behind Peach and Chris, which, hey, that's no slouch to finish behind them. But really, in the final photo, I'm right there, just like 4 or 5 car lengths behind Chris. So just maybe one more shot to have a chance at a restart or something to get that done. And then really, Darlington, man, I showed up with a lot of confidence. You already know I don't qualify good. I qualified second at Darlington. So, really good, really excited to get that one started. And then that 76, Kenny, he put on a clinic. Let me tell you. Fast early, fast middle, fast late. I know that was one of, I guess, my favorite races of the season, even though I didn't win. But just looking back, Kenny did a great job. Unfortunately for him going forward, he had some trouble. But no, he did a great job. And then, racing with Nick Hapiak, I've been racing with him. It's coming up on 10 years. I know people have longer than me or him, but that's the first guy I really started racing with. And I'm still racing with him. And every time I'm side by side, we do it as clean as we can. And we race each other really hard. But, it's just still friends and being able to be out there on the racetrack. And that's why I've been, me and him, kind of moved over, and now we race in a couple of leagues on JCTV. So just being able to race with him up at Darlington, both of us lost, so we were both in the same boat. Poor guy missed the cone, I think, on the last pit stop and ruined his race. But I just look back and, Darlington was one that I was very fast, and all I needed was some clean air, maybe. That last run saved some tires like Kenny was, because, of course, he pulled away from us there at the end when we were trying to barn burn and get by him. But then looking back early, I've already talked about Kyle Tubb winning at Phoenix, and I really had a good car. Hurt myself with a bad qualifying run, like I normally do. And Braden Holt, I swear to you, the entire race, I called his back bumper. I stayed on his back bumper. I made him past him. I think y'all saw me dive bomb turn 3 and go up the racetrack on the stream at one point and try to get around him, just anything I could do to get around him. And he'd motor right back by, and I'd stay on him. And the whole time, the whole race, I feel like I was racing him, and Kyle Tubb was getting smaller and smaller and smaller away. But no, you gotta, like they say, it's one thing to catch somebody, it's another thing to pass them, and I just couldn't get past Braden Holt, which, hey, he's no slouch either. I didn't mention him earlier. He's one of the better road course racers and one of the better overall racers in the league too. Just in his NAOR history, he just hadn't had a lot of wins. But really, that Phoenix getting caught up with Braden there, I feel like I had something for Tubb. And then both Dega races, I know anybody can be up front at Talladega, but I don't know. I know you didn't talk about it, but on the stream, you can see that when it was time to go, I moved from the bottom lane, like 6th in line, moved to the middle, waited till that run got going, and I trusted some people up on the top. I cut them off, and then we went to the front. And then I cut down the track, got into the lead, and like really both races, I feel like I was right there in the top 3, 5. At the white flag, I think maybe led one of them, but no, just 2 times I feel like I had a chance. And I know I feel bad for spinning Zach Meredith. I swear to God, I only try to help him, but every time I touch his back bumper, he spins off. So I'm just not gonna touch him anymore. I'm just gonna try to help somebody else, I guess. But I'm not the best pusher on those tracks. I'm a very good like receiver, and you just stay in it and let's go. But no, just both Talladega races, I feel like missed opportunities. I'm happy that the winners, I think Hapiak got one, which it always upset me. I know he's my best friend in racing, but like he's so good everywhere. Why does he have to win Talladega and Daytona? I've seen it so many times over the last 8 or 9 years that he's just been in the right place at the right time. He stole one, and then Pacey grabbed the other one I love the stream on that. I think it is the first race where we all wreck, and then it's like there's still a race for the win, and then we go back to the tribal, and then it's like right when the camera comes back, it's like wreck again, and then you can see me going spinning into I think I go down there, break my legs into the pit wall, but no, just right there. Anybody has a chance to win at Talladega. Every single person in this booth would say something about, oh my gosh, if I just had one bit of luck coming through that tri-oval, we would have won Talladega or Daytona. But really though, kept my nose clean. I was just so glad that we can go to a track like that, and both races, now, I had it 100% fuel, so nobody had to worry about pitting. If you wanted tires, come and get them if we had a caution. But hey, we didn't have a caution. The tires that you saw us at the checkered flag were the tires we started the race on. So every single driver out there, because no cautions. Yeah, we had wrecks, but they were after the white. So iRacing's gonna let you go. But no, just missed opportunities. But then you look back and it's like, as long as the guys had fun, as long as the guys enjoyed racing, nobody was mad at anybody after the race. That's really all that I can say. I can't get mad anymore about getting wrecked or getting not winning or something like that, because it's not about that. Because this is not a pay league or something. Nobody's lost money because they showed up and got wrecked or something like that. So I just try to keep it there. I try to keep it where there's no teammates. It's just every man for himself, and just let them go. And there's no Atlanta where Joey Logano blocks Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney wins it. There's none of that. Everybody's out there for himself. If somebody catches you and you've had a run in with them, that's y'all's race. I just ask you don't mess nobody else's race up. Like, there shouldn't be a caution for a 15th place driver with 15 laps to go because you just ruined the whole race for the top 10 or whatever they were doing. So just really looking back, a lot of missed opportunities, but golly, they were fun. That's all that matters, I guess.
Fastlane, a JCTV podcast, is sponsored by FACES, the National Craniofacial Association.
So pace car's pulling off. Josh, lead him to the green.
And the Chris Wright waits till their green flag is displayed. He gets it. Green flag in the air. We are underway for Season 12 in the NAOR Cup Series. Chris Wright clears. Bottom, top 2, 3 cars on the bottom. All clear.
One car bailing out. That's Hunter Peach dropping back on that back straightaway. But the thing is, compared to a regular super speedway, it is such a short back straightaway.
Chris Wright, nowhere the real back bumper.
Oh,
Chapman.
big stack up. They're
Back
wrecking.
into the wall. There we go. And that's what we were waiting for. Byron Jones is in it. Cole Snyder was in it. I believe Enrique Quinones had a piece of it. The 20 of Hunter Peach might have just gotten by, and I don't know how he did. He was right there in the thick of it all.
Man, just got hooked right into the wall. Nick Hapiak in the 6 and Byron Jones had nowhere to go.
Car got a little bit of contact from the 2. Looks like maybe a 3-4 car incident.
Cole Snyder took a little ride through the grass, but his car looks a little beat up, but not too bad.
Tell you what, ooh, pretty good hit to the 9 of Enrique Quinones. The 14, the 2, got some good damage. The 20 car escaping with just a slight bit of, he got contacted for sure, but it doesn't look like he's got a lot of damage. His car looks relatively clean. Cut out pit road 2 times, and they've gotten tires most likely and fuel each time, except for that 20 who's only done it once so far. Contact with a 69. Chris Wright's gonna spin. Around goes Hunter Peach. He somehow saves it, but they don't save it behind him. Oh, around goes way up in the air. Somebody just went into the sky. I think it might have been a 16. No, actually, maybe it was a 66.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. It's only fitting that the man with the last name Kite goes flying through the air, but we see a car go airborne. He's going to space. I don't know if he's going to land before the end of this race.
I mean, he saw Donald Kite take off, just a glimpse of one of the first camera shots, and man, you called it, Dawson. He is out of here. Unfortunately, just got sent from the front bumper of the Sticks machine. Innocent victim there. They crashed in front of them. They just checked up and hooked together.
I wouldn't be shocked if the driver of the number 6, Nicholas Hapiak, is called to the hauler post-race for actions detrimental to stock cars and spacecraft.
They are crossing the line. 3 laps to go here at Atlanta.
We'll have to see. They bought the whole track. They're going to use the whole track. Slipping up there. Andrew Chapman gets into the 22 almost, it looked like. That's going to push the 22 of Arnold up. That's going to allow the 54 to have to try to get back off. They're going to back off a little bit. The outside lane now's got to run. Chapman goes to the top, then back to the bottom, back to the top. He's going to make the move on Chris Wright to the outside lane. Here comes Andrew Chapman going for the race lead.
Something has to give, and it's not going to come from Chapman or Wright. What's going to happen here? 2 laps to go. Big run out of that 20 of Peach. 3 wide.
Inside. Hits the 81. They wash up the 37 to the wall. There goes Jeff Lednam. He's to the inside. It's outside wall, excuse me, as they're still 3 wide back there, still fighting, but now aggressively pushing. Holt is shoving the 22 of Joshua Arnold as much as he can. Andrew Chapman still leads. Chris Wright still holding strong on the inside line. Coming around this time, they're going to get the white flag. This is the last lap of the race.
White flag is out. One more time around. 6 cars up here in the lead pack. What is going to happen as they come around 1 and 2 for the final time?
Wright and Chapman still side by side for the race lead. Wright not giving an inch, neither is Chapman. They are still side by side. Drag race down the back straightaway. Look at Holt trying to make a move to the inside. Can't quite get it to stick. You see that 18's going to pull down low. He's going to clear low. And I think that's going to do it. Andrew Chapman is leading the race, coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. How about that to open the season? Andrew Chapman's going to win it here at Atlanta.
Chris Wright will finish 2nd. Joshua Arnold, P3. Go ahead, Adam.
They were 4 wide behind him for 2nd, the way they fanned out.
As he is waiting to get into that restart zone. Green flag in the air. We are underway. Drivers using a lot of the track through 1 and 2. I assume a lot of drivers going to be fighting down to that inside. Oh, we got a spinner. It is Nicholas Hapiak. A caution will be out. He saved it, but not in time to keep that caution from coming out.
For the painted 79, of course, the number 12 on the ticker for Dawson Alley is going to fall in line as we see Cool Snyder give another shot towards Josh Arnold up towards the front of this pack, but can't quite do it yet when we are under caution again.
And I believe it is for Byron Jones. It is. One car also
Chapman.
involved.
Andrew Chapman.
Yeah, let's.
We're just looking at these three right behind the battle we were looking at for fourth, so
Oh,
looks like Chapman and Bennett got together and Hapiak had nowhere to go, Josh.
I think Chapman. Yeah, Chapman went for a flight.
Wow, huge flight.
I think
No.
Donald Kite went to Mercury last week. I think Andrew Chapman made his way all the way to Pluto.
And definitely not a pretty sight. Last week's winner definitely needed a flight to get here from Atlanta to Phoenix, but not that kind of way back home. Man, early way home.
Enrique Quinones also involved, although Enrique, his machine, oh, there it is, damage to the right rear. There was a points penalty for Chapman that handed the points lead to Chris Wright, and it was a pit road violation. So, what that was, oh!
Yeah, Chris Wright is spinning on the front straightaway, but we stay green. He had drifted turn 3 and 4. No caution, but he's on the warm-up lane with everyone leaving pit road.
Yeah, that is not at all what he wanted to see happen, because this would have put him in front of all those guys. Now it puts him behind all of them.
Everything going right for him up to this point, and a bizarre set of circumstances. I wonder if that's cold tires catching him off guard. Another situation of that tonight, Josh, but someone you wouldn't have expected the race leader who's led, if not every lap, most of them up to this point.
But the other thing I can think of is, with him having that spin, it might have lit his tires up enough that is affecting him right now in this run. This is a fixed setup series, so for those that are unfamiliar, these drivers, they're all running the same setup. Nothing is custom at all. You can make a couple of adjustments, like steering ratio, steering offset, and brake bias, but other than that, everything is the same. As we have the battle for the lead. Kyle Tubb, P2, looking at P1, Cole Snyder. Snyder uses a dog leg. Big time. Kyle Tubb forced to go to the outside through 1 and 2.
I'm not sure, Josh, but I'm not quite as Tubb with a huge run on the inside here, on the inside of Snyder. Through 3 and 4, can he make it stick?
You see Cole Snyder use that dog leg. This is going to take that away from him, as Kyle Tubb is going to clear Snyder. New race leader, Kyle Tubb. But Adam, I said it might be a little tall task here for Ruiz to get up to Holt.
Well,
He's
catching
there.
him's one thing. Passing him is another, Josh. We saw how hard it is to pass tonight. But he, like you mentioned, he is there.
Yeah, Ruiz gonna look to the bottom.
He's really going to only have one opportunity at it, and it might be right now. Huge slide.
Yeah, they're gonna be side by side. Holt not giving much room to Ruiz. Meanwhile, race leader Kyle Tubb off turn 2. sorry, now off turn 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time. He has no pressure at all. And it is going to be career win number 3 for Kyle Tubb in the NAOR series. And just too short for Willias to get past Holt for P3. So as mentioned before, first few laps are going to be behind Kyle Tubb. He paces the field around. Kyle joining the United States Air Force.
Of course, you mentioned earlier, Josh, we wish him best of luck in that. Best luck tonight. Most recent winner in the league, winning in Phoenix a couple weeks ago, so a lot of momentum his way heading into this race, these 2 races I should say tonight. So we're looking for big things out of this machine tonight.
Chris Wright will be able to get on the loud pedal. And green flag in the air. Oh, contact to the back. Actually, that's Kyle Tubb. Had issues. Kyle Tubb around. Oh, man.
Huge stack up on the outside with Joshua Arnold, and it just kind of led to chaos there, and we see the result. Unfortunate after all of that, Josh. We're going to see Kyle Tubb start at the rear of the field here on this restart with a bunch of damage to the rear and maybe the front of that 16. He got hit on every side of that car, I think, Josh, man.
Let's watch from 7. You just can't see anything, and
yeah, you see the green flag, you're hearing go, 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 and then the line in front of you stops. Can't really have much time to react. Like you said, Josh, can't see anything. Happens so fast here, of course.
this could be a 3-horse battle for the race lead, but Hawkins trying so hard to get to that right rear of the number 69, Chris Wright, trying to pass him on the outside. Just so hard right now.
Lap after lap, these guys have been slowing the level lap times down, and the field has been closing in, and we see Hawkins on the outside quarter panel now of the 69, just trying to do everything in the center of the corner to keep that momentum up, but it's just such a longer way around this half mile. Can't keep it to that right side door of the 69. We see, of course, Peach closing in slowly, like you mentioned, Josh, wants these two to continue to stay side by side for this race lead.
Oh, trouble, front stretch. Caution is going to be out. Andrew Chapman around.
He had been, of course, you see in the bottom left of the screen, down several laps, 16 laps down before that spin, now that slide, into pit road. curious what happened early in the race, Josh. Did you see contact? Spun him there. On this JCTV replay we'll see in a moment. But what happened at the beginning of the race, so I'm very curious what led him down laps to begin with, of course. Now we've seen Campbell down a couple laps since then.
I believe that was contact with Ratliff.
It looked like the 13, I think you're right, Tyler Ratliff.
Just trying to get around him on the outside. Just got clipped. Braden Holt once again with a great restart. Jumping up there, but look at Hunter Peach. He is flying.
He is doing a fantastic job running that top, just a couple feet off that safety barrier and whipping it, getting a huge run.
Caution
on
is
down
out.
the front
Big
straightaway.
chunk. Cole Snyder and Tyler Ratliff.
Oh, and we're not done yet, reckon.
I think John Osborne might have also gotten involved in that.
Wow, looks like Snyder slid up off the corner, Josh.
Yeah, it's just a little slide off the corner, and John Osborne actually able to get around. He's gonna get one of his laps back, and everybody else, they're 2 laps down. This strategy by Hapiak, if we stay green, this has got to be the winning strategy.
Of course, he's flying right now. We saw it there when he passed the 16. The freshies are really making him earn it right now in that 6, behind the wheel of that 6 machine. Around this half-mile gymnasium, Josh, and he's doing a phenomenal job right now of just cutting around this racetrack the best he can.
Brett Bennett slow on the front stretch.
And that gives him the lucky dog. He's the only one in position to do it, but it does ruin his green flag strategy, of course. And completely shakes up the entire dynamic for the last 20 laps of this race, or so.
I believe I have found it. Ooh, hard contact, Brett Bennett and Tyler Ratliff. And yeah, that appears to be what our caution is for. See Snyder just struggling so much to get around. That's 16. Caution is out though. It's going to be on the back straightaway. 54, Braden Holt.
One of those racing for the lucky dog position. Don't think, pretty sure he's not going to get it that way. Unfortunate for the 54. Actually, no, he was on the lead lap. He just went down a lap there.
Oh, just got tagged. Just got tagged by Chase McGuire. And Arnold on the gas. Green flag back out. Great jump by Enrique Quinones. At 9.
He blasted off the 2-1, trying to beat Tubb to the back straightaway. Indeed, he did, and that allows Cole Snyder to slide to the 16s inside. There was Tubb in the wall, slides in front of the 24 to clear him. Snyder back on the inside, and here comes Cheney, but it doesn't matter. The caution's back out. But let's try it again as Brett Bennett spinning on the front stretch.
Looks like contact between Brett Bennett and
was way up the track and just got turned into the wall there, it looks like, from the 54. Yeah, Cole did not get the start he wanted. He needed it at all to contest for the win. Quinones held him up just a little bit. It might be enough for that win for Snyder. We see Quinones and Tubb go side by side for third in the background. Snyder half a second behind Arnold after that restart.
This guy's battling hard for third place. Advantage. Kyle Tubb.
Second of the entire field behind him.
2 laps to go. And Arnold with a very comfortable lead on Cole Snyder. White flag is out. Joshua Arnold still out front. Going through 3 and 4. And race number 1 is going to go to Joshua Arnold. Andrew Chapman waiting for the green flag. It is displayed. Chapman on a loud pedal and a great jump by not only Chapman but Brett Bennett as well, who started in 4th position there. Brett Bennett already looking to challenge for that race lead. He's underneath Chapman.
That was the start you wanted to be on the outside lane. Bennett led the opening lap door to door with Chapman. He's clear through 1 and 2. Down the back straight, Brett Bennett to the lead. Here comes Braden Holt to third, trying to get second position on Chapman. And Hunter Peach is slicing through the field. Huge crash in the back, though. This is the danger you talked about, Josh. Huge melee in turn 3.
Wow. I heard some crashing happening in the background. I did not expect it to be that big. Just look at
it. Of Jamil Hawk is completely torn off, like we were about to say, Josh. Wow.
Man.
Wow. It started at the front of the field, too. Towards it, Jeff Lednam got hooked. Oh, he was loose, and then he got tagged from the 4.
Wow. Arnold involved. Quinones might be all right there.
Looks like Meredith was the only one to not get involved. He came into a stop. Josh Arnold slid in, but he, of course, hit that inside wall. Meredith came to a complete stop.
Right inside the cockpit of Zachary Meredith.
Saw there from that view, Kyle Tubb was involved in this again. Back-to-back races he's involved in, pretty much opening lap skirmishes. I think he's better off here than he was the first time. All the carnage here already early on. There's where it starts to get loose off of 2. And but Andrew Chapman's not letting Brett Bennett run away this time, like he did on that first time he got passed for the lead.
Brett Bennett is pretty much running the wall the entire lap around as Chapman now looks underneath. Brett Bennett, just great exit off the corner, but I was noticing Chapman, he was running the high line. Oh my gosh, they're going to make contact. They both spin hard into the inside wall as Bennett. Chapman just barely misses the wall. That's going to hand the lead over to the 20 of Hunter Peach. Wow.
Oh my goodness, that is... Josh, I've seen that crash before. That exact crash. That was Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth. They just collided together off of turn 2 and just both go spinning into the inside wall from the lead. I don't know how that's going to work out with them getting their spots back here, maybe, off the last lap scoring, but I guess not if they caused the caution. Worked out great for Hunter Peach, though. Just mentioned he and Holt battling for that position and opened right up. Oh man, he got the apron a little bit, didn't he?
not really sure. Look at Cheney go on the outside line. He's gonna get right up there side by side with Hunter Peach. Battle for the lead. Cheney riding the wall. Right up there next to it. He clears Peach.
Right there is a great example of just carrying all that momentum up top, running the wall and just letting it stick up there. You can see how much faster he is lap after lap over the 20, just having to slow it down and get on the bottom lane, obviously. And doing a great job right now is Cheney. Pulling away half a second lead already over Peach.
Already 1 lap down. But here comes Osborne to the inside of Cheney. Oh man, Osborne sideways. Cheney in the wall. Right there is Jeff Lednam. And there's the lead. Cheney has a breather. It's pretty much a battle for the lead by the top 6. Oh man, just in the back. Holt and Chapman. Pretty close. Making contact.
Chapman had a huge run off of Turn 4, Josh, and he blasted off that high side, and I don't think Colt knew he was there, and like you mentioned, contact was made with 54 sliding up, but luckily they were able to keep going, and up front everyone has migrated towards the top, up by that wall. Not only has Osborne, but of course there is Wright, and trying to defend Chapman now, who's gone up into 4th, gotten by Hunter Peach. He's going onto the bottom now on Chris Wright into Turn 1. Oh, big time loses Cheney off of 2.
Chapman riding the bottom lane now. Doing an incredible job holding it down there, but I think the top is just way too dominant right now.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of speed up on that top all day long in the first race, and of course in this one now. But I think Osborne's doing a fantastic job trying to defend. He's just kind of going back and forth between the top and the middle lane. That was before Chapman got to his inside, and since then he's not been able to get that lane taken to his advantage at all. And he's been struggling, stuck behind this 76 car, not able to get back on the inside of him since Chapman's put his car under there. Chapman, though, doing a great job here, Josh. Almost got wheel to wheel with Cheney there off of 4.
Yeah, Chapman is there. Looking to the inside. He has a nose ahead of Cheney. He's going to clear Cheney. What's Cheney going to do? He goes to the inside. They're once again going to be side by side going into 1. Cheney not able to get the gas down like he wanted to. So Chapman, I'm impressed. He made it work on the bottom. And he's pulling away now. To the outside of Chapman, I think that's going to be the place you're going to have to be to get past Chapman. Chapman leaving that door open just a little bit. I'm surprised. But Chapman's still doing everything he can to keep Wright behind. Wright is right there.
Gonna need to take someone blasting out on this outside lane, like right here, what Chris Wright can do on the outside. That's what Cheney tried doing. But of course he ended up looping it right on the outside there. Got the momentum going his way into 1.
Chris Wright now, your race leader. He's going to start to pull away. Hunter Peach, not that far behind, but he still has to get through Chapman if he wants to go challenge Wright for the race lead.
Braden Holt has gone back up to 4th through all that, but he is 2 seconds behind these guys. Think he's out of it without a yellow or more chaos up front. And Cheney up to 5th past Meredith again.
Caution is out. Chapman.
Oh, there was Chapman backwards of the exit of 2. got together with Peach, it looks like. Slide job gone wrong, maybe. Or maybe he just got shipped.
Oh, man.
Wow! John Osborne. Oh wow, Peach got big damage there with that slide from Cheney though.
So here was the slide from Cheney.
I'm surprised he didn't get into the barrels there, Josh. A lot going on at once.
Pace truck. In pit road, Holt right there. Holt with a great jump behind right. Right. Closing the door on Cheney. Oh! Contact! Cheney around. Big wreck. And Adam, I'm thinking that netcode was the one to blame there.
That almost looked like a replay of what we saw on lap, what was it, 2? Towards the front, almost door bang gone wrong, and everyone just comes flying in, can't stop in time. That first off, that started on the restart. I don't think Braden Holt got the restart he wanted. You said he got a fine restart. I think he jumped too early, got on the back of right, and that stacked him up a little bit to get him side by side with Cheney, and that led to this contact in the backstretch and the huge crash into 3 that we see here.
Pace truck gonna make its way down pit road. Green flag is out. 7 laps to go.
Not the start owner needed, but it wasn't as disastrous as last time. He's going to get clear of Hunter Peach right there off of turn 2. Pretty nice. But it's a pretty good, decent gap up front between Chris Wright and Braden Holt for just 6 to go.
Arnold, fastest car on track right now. Is it going to be enough time? He needs to get around Holt as soon as possible. 5 laps to go here. Arnold looking inside.
Huge run there off of 2. He lined the 54 up perfectly down the back. Can he get him off of 4? Not quite to the inside yet, Josh. Nope.
Holt had the fastest lap last time around. This time around, it was Chris Wright. Top 3 just trading fastest laps now. 3 laps to go. Chris Wright still out front. No one challenging him right now. This once again putting a gap, bigger gap on Braden Holt. He's going to be off turn 4. Take the white flag one more time around here at Bristol. Checkered flag in the air. It is going to be Chris Wright finally getting that victory. And once Michael Kruger gets the green lights, he's able to go. Green flag is out. We're underway here at Auto Club. Look at that start that Braden Holt got. Oh!
Lag back. Oh, Chris Wright spinning to the inside. He saves it, Josh.
Yeah, I actually noticed Kruger got loose a little bit there, and then Chris Wright got even worse and absolutely was sideways. Up front, Braden Holt, Kenneth Cheney, they've gotten around Michael Kruger. Well, Cheney actually hanging on to the outside of Kruger right now. So Braden Holt, he's going to lead the first lap.
The battle for 5th was heating on the front straightaway also, Josh. Brett Bennett took that position, but for the lead, Kruger diving into 3. Huge run over Holt off of 4. Let's see if he can make it stick down the front straightaway. He's got Jeff Lenham in 3rd just behind.
They are going to be side by side, nose to nose. Kruger right there, running a higher line. 1 and 2.
Lenham was kind of going through the middle there between the two of them, getting some clean air just a little bit. He's peeking to the inside down the back straightaway with Andrew Chapman to his outside now in 4th.
Lenham actually clears Chapman, and I think Kruger's got it here. Off turn 4, Kruger does. He dives all the way down to the bottom. Kruger gonna lead this lap here.
Performance in the series as we go to a battle of the lead, actually.
Braden Holt still has the lead, but Meredith is right there. Meredith's going to try the crossover. He looks low. They're going to be side by side. Meredith, full head of steam down the back straightaway into 3. And Meredith will clear Holt. Holt trying to use the outside generator run off the corner. Oh, Holt!
Holy Roos.
Yeah, that was so close to the wall. Now Brett Bennett looking to the inside of Hunter Peach. Bennett's going to clear that 20 car. Kruger looking underneath the 20 as well. These two, Brett Bennett and Michael Kruger, they are teammates. They are working together. And they are absolutely on a mission as they have worked their way to 2nd and 3rd and closing in on Osborne, the race leader. Oh, trouble in the back. Cars around. We have a caution. It's going to be the 76, the 16, Ratliff also involved. 19, Millsap.
Kenneth Cheney went head on in the wall off of turn 2, Josh. I think that's what was the initial impact there.
Cheney had to slow up.
Oh, Jake Millsap just barely got involved there.
Tub had nowhere to go.
Cranked it back going though. Yeah, the two Fords are driven away, but here comes Meredith at that 17 all over. He might have pushed Kruger into 3 even right there. And the whole pack hammering down on these guys now for the race lead. May make it 3 wide here for a moment. No, not quite. Arnold's going to be able to clear for the lead.
As of now, race leader back to being Joshua Arnold. Zachary Meredith clear for P2 as Kruger under pressure from Hunter Peach now. Meredith gets clear. Kruger's going to lose a couple of positions here. Meredith all over the back bumper of Arnold. Looking to the inside. They're going to be side by side going into 1.
And here comes Braden Holt to the inside of Hunter Peach for that 3rd position. He's going to slide up the racetrack, slot into 4th as Peach makes it to the inside 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, Hunter Peach looking all the way at the bottom. Toyota, Chevy, Ford, all for the race lead. It's going to be So far, Meredith with the middle line. They're still holding 3, though. Someone's going to have to give, and it's not going to be anybody. Advantage Meredith right now. They are still 3 wide. Peach loses the momentum. He's going to fall back, losing 3 positions, almost 4, as Lednum using that outside line. Lednum, full head of steam. Lednum going to go to the inside. Wanted to make it 3 wide, decided not to. I think Lednum could have gotten all the way up to P2 and battling Meredith for this race lead here in turn 1. I mean, Meredith still doesn't want to push, I don't think. But I'm just surprised that he's just not going.
Especially allowing the 20 to the inside on the back straightaway. I wouldn't allow it this far. He's going to make it side by side into turn 3 with... actually, Hunter Peach is going to clear it easily there, and here comes Michael Kruger to take that position as well.
Kruger not going to be clear of Meredith. We have a 3-horse battle right now for what could be the race win. Jeff Lednum still has yet to come down pit road.
Kruger finally clear of Meredith there, going into turn 1, Josh, and slots into that position now just behind Peach, currently 3rd. He was on the inside of Peach for a moment, wasn't able to make it stick, and here comes John Osborne on the outside of these guys. He's a lap down to them, though.
Oh, Osborne clips the wall. But Michael Kruger looking to make a move on Hunter Peach right now. He knows this is for the race lead once Lednum pits, and I say once he does, Lednum on pit road now. It's going to be a tight battle. So far, advantage Hunter Peach. I think that magic is starting to be something that's not going to happen, but Meredith setting sail into the corner once again, trying to close in. Beach is just so much better on corner exit than Meredith is.
Another quick thing I've noticed, Josh, is a little bit of cloud cover. Wonder if that's changed the dynamic of these handling of the race cars here as we come to the finish right here. Peach just 0.3 of a second over Meredith.
Yeah, the white flag is in the air. One more time around Auto Club Speedway. Hunter Peach, as mentioned, looking for win number 5 in the NAOR series. I think he's going to hold off Zachary Meredith. Meredith just sending it into the corner. It's not going to work. Off turn 4, Hunter Peach. He's going to win in Auto Club.
Well, Nick Hapiak won the pole by over a second, so very curious to see how he's going to get on the start and see if he's going to be able to break away here and be able to dominate early on.
Green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Indianapolis. A very even start out of Hapiak and Peach. Hapiak clear of Hunter Peach, and Braden Holt, the 54, underneath that 20 machine, already looking for P2.
one of the most line-sensitive racetracks on this circuit. Hunter Peach is going to be able to hold that position over Breeden Holt on the outside lane. Very impressive, considering the inside is usually the way to go here on all the corners. The bottom is where you want to be.
Look at Michael Kruger making a move underneath Breeden Holt, trying to get up to P3.
Yeah, risky move, attempting this pass in the short shoot. It's going to be able to challenge this 54, continuing it down the front straightaway and almost clear Breeden Holt. Indeed, he does before the finish line. Now it's going to allow Cheney to challenge the 54 into turn 1, and indeed he clears that position. Got the 20 a little bit unstable through turn 2, Josh, and I think Michael was threatening to able to take that position, but Arnold was able to did a great job of defending, and he's turning again here on the outside of turn 3, but Cheney's going to make this a little bit more pressureful with Breeden Holt on the outside of him now. So all these guys going all over the racetrack trying to fight for these positions with Chris Wright right there in 6th now. So 5 cars going for the 2nd position, Josh, as they're even for that 2nd spot right at the finish line.
Cheney, he sent it into the corner. It's going to clear Breeden Holt. Meanwhile, Kruger has cleared Peach for P2.
Yeah, these three have gotten really racy. Holt is going to send it up to the inside of Peach here into turn 1 and make that pass stick, and Kruger is continuing to defend the 2nd position as Holt's going to contact into turn 2. He's in the grass as Michael Kruger. Huge save. He's going to check up all these guys.
Wow, what a save by Michael Kruger. He was sideways. And look at that 69, Chris Wright. He's using that to his advantage. Looking underneath 98 of Michael Kruger.
Kruger is a sitting duck right now. He has angry tires after that huge slide, and now he's in the outside groove. He's getting all kinds of rubber all over that tire now, and see all these guys are going to freight train him down the front straightaway. Hunter Peach pushing Chris Wright, and they got Arnold and Byron just behind him, but magnificent job of keeping that car under him and still having a car intact.
White flag is waving though for Meredith, who's already out of turn 1, down the short chute into turn 2. And I'm sorry, that's Nick Hapiak in the 6 machine. See Chris Wright in the background. He has closed in, but just not enough time.
Yeah, Josh, I mentioned it on the pace lap, over a second faster in qualifying, and he put on a clinic. Dominant performance here in race 1 and well-deserved.
And it is going to be well-deserved. Win number 57 in the NAOR series for Nicholas Hapiak. Not only win number 57, but also he is the current champion from last season, trying to defend his championship. Green flag is out. Jeff Lednum got big jump. He's going to have to give it back, and that is going to stack up the outside line.
Absolutely, the whole field's going to be swamped going to turn 1. Here comes Kenneth Cheney to the inside of Dawson Allen for the lead. He threatened that position, had to think better of it, but Cole Snyder, the huge loser of that, with that huge stack up on the start you mentioned from Jeff Lednum.
Cheney's going to make a move underneath Dawson Allen, trying to take that position away. Cheney going to drive it into the corner. He has it. And Jeff Lednum dropping positions. They're going to be
4 wide. Chris Wright was trying to make it 4. It might be 4 going to 3 wide. Thought better of it. And all the way by the wall. Jeff Lednum. Saved himself off the nose of the 17 wire. They are 3 wide for the lead for a moment. It looked like Hapiak had that nose there for a split second. It might happen here again off of turn 2. Bennett's continuing to push up. And here comes Kenneth Cheney right there. He's still in the mix.
They are 3 wide. They're going to be 3 wide entering turn 3 for the race lead. Is somebody going to give Brett Bennett backs out of it? New leader Nick Hapiak, and I assume this is what nobody wanted to see. 3 wide once again. Braden Holt to the inside. Brett Bennett, Hunter Beach.
Beach did a marvelous job keeping that car on the outside of both turns 3 and 4 in a 3 wide situation both times. That was great work, but he is still under pressure from Brett Bennett. He's got a whole line full of cars behind him. Tons of traffic here.
And there it is. It's out. Osborne did not get going. Joshua Arnold, though, he did. Chris Wright wanted to make it 3, wasn't able to, but look at Michael Kruger talking about 3 wide. He does make them move. Kruger.
Chris Wright was able to get to the inside of Osborne, though 3 wide for that spot again, but Kruger, you mentioned, had a brilliant move. He is in the middle of the chaos right now, up to 3rd now. As Josh Arnold took the lead, he's trying to run away with it.
Wow. Oh, Hapiak loose, saves it. He was sideways.
John Osborne continues to fall through the pack. He's down to the 9th position. That strategy is not going to work out for him at all. That one last dash. While Jeff Lendham in 7th position, huge slide off the corner. He's going to keep that 7th spot crash. Brett Bennett hard in the inside wall, gets shot back up into the wall. Flying with Dawson Allen and Hunter Peach. Caution is back out. Downward Kite was also involved in there. Huge impact for Brett Bennett getting shot between both of the retaining walls.
Oh, Bennett and Kite contact. That's what started it. For Bennett. Took a little flight.
Just found that opening at the wrong spot, and there he went. They were racing right behind John Osborne, who had just been put side by side with Cole Snyder, and then Bennett gets put side by side from Kite.
Hunter Senior took position. Meredith wants it back. It's going to be Chris Wright. Coming around turn 4. Chris Wright. He's going to have win number 8 of his NAOR series career. 2nd win of the season. 2nd time this season. He has won race number 2 in a doubleheader. Long straightaway here. You gotta wait till the green flag drops in order to go, but it is going to be in the hands of Nick Hapiak starting on the right side, driver's right, row 1. The green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Suzuka.
And as the field goes down into this first corner, you have to expect maybe some guys hanging back a little bit, trying to just let things fan out here and not get too aggressive. But up front, we're still side by side for the lead.
I'm actually very impressed with the start Chris Wright had. He's about to take the lead away from Nick Hapiak. If Hapiak can hold on, it might be a different story, but they are still 2 wide here through all of these turns. And I'm shocked that they're still side by side.
Yeah, they're still side by side and battling hard for that lead. Nick Hapiak trying to hang on as much as he can here, as he will have what I think is the preferred line coming out of this front straightaway here.
And he does. Chris Wright's going to have to tuck in to the 2nd place. Nick Hapiak with a car length lead now in the race. And that's the lap here. Oh, Zachary Meredith around to the back. Somebody else in the wall. That's John Osborne.
Oh, yeah, and that collects Osborne. Reports coming over the driver radio, though. The 81 is saying his car is killed.
Oh, man, see it there. Just Meredith, he just lost it. And then John Osborne just collected there.
Well, Hapiak pushes a little bit there and kind of gets off the line, but we'll see. And he's loose coming off the corner there. Where's Austin J. McGill in all this? McGill comes off pit road, and he's still got the lead. So McGill with the overcut.
I'm a little surprised to see that work so well for McGill. What did he take? Fuel only, it appears. 3.9 seconds was his stop.
But now brings the question of how much wear is getting to these tires. Does Austin J. McGill think he can make it with just fuel?
At this point, he's made his bed. He's got to lay in it. So you've got a guy making his first ever start. 5 laps to go with the lead. Being hunted by the winningest driver in NAOR League history, Nick Hapiak, with 57 wins. Multiple-time champion, including the current reigning champion. Hear how low the RPMs are, and Nick Hapiak's 6 machine just going through these corners. And just listen to it. Getting loose.
Oh, a big loose there, trying everything he can to try and chase down Austin J. McGill. But I was getting ready to comment on that. It does seem like McGill almost running a different set of gears through the corners. It sounds like his RPM stay a little higher, whereas Hapiak runs a lower RPM.
We are white flag here as McGill is coming through the last half of the track. Just under a 2-second gap. McGill just needs to hit these last couple corners perfect, and McGill will be the winner.
Warranting any mistake right here on this last corner. I think we're going to see a first race, first win for Austin J. McGill.
And that is indeed what happened. Austin J. McGill, race winner. Nick Hapiak, P2. Kenneth Cheney will bring it home in 3rd position. Just ahead. I see where they're going to go. Coming up to the line, it's going to be... Green flag is in the air, and oh man, Josh Arnold, wheel spin in front of the field!
Oh! No.
Wow.
And the driver comes on the radio and says that is the most embarrassing thing he's ever done. You feel for him. You really do. As Zachary Wareham jumps out to an early lead here. Kind of gifted the early lead with everyone having to check up. He was the car that was behind Josh Arnold when that happened.
And Hunter Peach, P2. Cheney, look at Cheney, P3 here.
Cheney moving up through the field very quickly here and wasting no time getting to the front. We'll see if these two in front of him have what it takes to hold him off.
They're actually faster than McGill that last time by at the start-finish line. And Wareham's doing a great job right now. Gapping McGill just a little bit this lap. Coming to 2 laps to go here for these guys.
Big wiggle out of the 21 out of that last corner that time. You got to wonder, is he pushing a little too hard to try and get to Wareham?
He might be. Oh, little slide there for McGill.
I'll tell you what, though, either way you look at it, both of these drivers are driving amazingly. Like 110%, everything they've got, they're leaving it out there on the track.
And through the last couple of corners, Zachary Wareham, he's about to take the white flag. And he's down on the straightaway. White flag is in the air. One more time around for Zachary Wareham. Is he going to be able to hold off McGill? Can McGill get up there? Pete, she still has a chance at this.
I think McGill's best shot, and I've seen it the last couple laps, the last corner. He rolls in just a little bit deeper than Wareham, but he's got to close up right here through these little S's to be able to have a shot to get there.
Looking at a view from high above. They're coming to the last set of corners here. Right-hander, oh, John Osborne off the track. And through the last corner here, it is going to be Zachary Wareham off cleanly. He's going to cross the stripe.
And Peach spins. Peach spins from third place. Where's the fourth place car at?
Peach will get third.
Very fortunate to get as much of a gap as he had there. The fourth place car was a little bit closer. Peach could have just thrown away his third place finish. Oh, as we had some crashing, I believe, for fourth place coming across the line.
Flagman has a flag in his hand inside the restart zone. Green flag is waving. We are underway here at Dover. Already Chris Wright. Oh, Cole Snyder hard in the wall. Somehow he's going to keep it in third position. Is stacked up the entire top lane, though. And I am very impressed with Cole Snyder. I'm pretty sure that was him that was hard in the wall, but you don't really see the damage on the right side of his machine like you do on Janie's. Cole Snyder, though, he works his way around Chris Wright and is now taking the lead. And I think Cheney got the wall once again there on the exit of 4.
Cheney is not conserving his tires right now, so I wouldn't be too shocked if Wright would be saving his for the longer run, as we see 76 on the attack on the outside for the lead. Couldn't make it look there in turn 1. We're going to have to check back in line here.
And watching lap times, Cheney has been the fastest car on the track. As Cheney looks underneath, Snyder, he rolls all the way up at the top near the wall, gets momentum off the corner, and clears Cheney to keep the race lead. Rear tires get upset here. But Cheney making a move to the inside. He's going to look. They're side by side for the race lead. Cheney might have caught the apron just a little bit, bottoming out. Oh, they're both sideways. And here comes Chris Wright back into the picture. He is slowly gaining on these guys. They are battling hard, and I have to imagine at this point it is a matter of them hurting their tires. Back up to the battle for the lead. Cole Snyder, he's going to run the high line. Chris Wright rolling the bottom. Right, I think he has preferred lane, as he is just going to try to drive right on by Cole Snyder. Cole hanging on to it, though. On the outside, he is a run. That lap was led by Chris Wright, but it was very, very close. And Wright is going to clear Cole Snyder. So new leader, it is Chris Wright, back to where he started this race. And Cole Snyder coming back down. Hard contact in the wall. Cole Snyder.
Wow.
And he is going to toe to pit road. That is absolutely just horrible for Cole Snyder.
You know, Josh, I was just getting ready to mention that we went through that entire cycle without someone missing a pit entry with how notorious it is, and then as soon as Cole Snyder comes down for his second stop, and bam, right into the barriers head on, and night is over with that toe in, and he is going to be done for the night.
I'm wondering how far Hapiak goes with this run. If he can make it about 10 more laps, I think he'd feel comfortable to make it to the end. Kind of split this into thirds, but right here, Wright is underneath Hapiak. Hapiak did not go into the fight. Or it didn't appear. He's still going to hang on to that right rear of Chris Wright. Wright not clear. Hapiak trying. And his tires just cannot hold off. So, Wright, new leader. But look at the background. You see Jose Ruiz back there. Trying to get by Wright. Actually, that is going to hurt Wright down the front straightaway. Look at the gap now. Wright did not have an entry into turn one that he wanted to have. Ruiz is right there now. Right there running with Chris Wright. Battle for the lead is as close as it has been between these two.
And Landon is pulling away, which is going to make this even more of a dynamic situation here. Because he's catching, I believe, Chase McGuire just up there, up the road tail in the lead lap. So another car up in the mix with just a handful of laps remaining in this race. It's going to be very, very confusing, not confusing, excuse me, dramatic here, especially with that pit stop for these guys that we assume they have to take yet.
And it's going to be John Osborne in the 81 machine there. See, Lednam was able to get around Osborne. Osborne right there in front of Chris right now. There's not a lot of time left. So they're coming 3 laps to go. 3/10 is the gap. I am just impressed with the performance of both of these drivers. Whoever takes the win here, they both have done an incredible job as they're coming out of turn 4. 2 laps to go. Ruiz, he is trying anything he can, run a little bit of a higher line through 1 and 2.
I think the exit of turn 4 last time was the closest he had been, though, in quite some time. He just needs more momentum at the end of the straight. He lost too much in the center of the corner to give it all up, though.
White flag is in the air. One more time around here from Dover. Chris Wright, he has absolutely dominated this race, put on a great showing. It is still so close between him and Ruiz. Ruiz has one more shot at it. It's not gonna be enough for Ruiz, though, I don't think. Off turn 4, Chris Wright will take the checkered flag and the win here at Dover. Incredible job, and it was a difference of almost 2/10 of a second there. Incredible job by both of these drivers. Pace car is off, green flag in the air. We are underway. And I think Chris Wright might have spun his tires a little bit. That is going to give Wygen a huge run into 1, but on an outside lane, not a very good place to be. He's holding on to it, though. Wygen has the lead.
Yeah, very impressed to see him hold on with that momentum, though, through 1 and 2. You mentioned had that huge lead, but Chris was able to even up through the center of the corner, but he was able to clear down the back straightaway. Chris fighting for that second spot with Cole Snyder. They're going to even out behind them, though, for that 3rd and 4th spot.
Yeah, I think early on here, we're going to see the Highline have a little bit of momentum, but being up there, you're going to burn some tires if you make it work. So a lot of these guys are probably wanting to get to the bottom, save a little bit of tire. Long race here, 156 laps as we come across the line for lap number 3.
Talking about being on the bottom, looking at that 69 machine. He is off the track onto the apron throughout the corners. Lehman just caught the wall a little bit coming off turn 4, but watch right here. He's up on the track and then he cuts down. He is all 4 tires below that yellow line.
Yeah, I was just getting ready. Stole the note right out of my mouth. These lap cars could play a factor here for who takes the lead here. We know that some of these guys in this league, they're very respectful and they'll move out of the way. But, you know, if you're the leader, you can kind of use that lap car as a pick for the guy behind you and get a little gap. Or if you're the guy in second, same thing goes.
Try a little bit of a higher line, try to get a lower exit on Snyder. Campbell, the lap car, stays high, allows these guys to get on by cleanly. Lehman having to take a shallower entry. Now, guys, it's a 2-car battle for the lead. It's about to turn into a 3-car battle because where in the world did Peach come from?
Yeah, I think Mike Campbell really held up. He not really anything of his doing, just the line he ran slowed these two up so much that allowed Peach to run 2 perfect laps and really close in on these guys and put his head down and focus. And he is right there on the back bump of the 14 and Nathan Lehman.
Hunter Beach on a tear. He wants to get the race lead, but right now he's got to wait. Lehman to the inside of Snyder. They're going to be side by side.
Lehman going to go deep into the corner, and he'll clear the 24. Give Lehman the lead here, but Hunter Peach still right in this thing.
The 20 car is just really trying to find anywhere to go right now where the 14's not. Whoa, a huge slide out of Lehman there, and that's exactly why. I think he's just trying to find some more grip, and whatever left in that tire is going to go into the inside here in turn 3.
Peach, he took advantage of that. Lehman looking for the crossover. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. Give that lead to Lehman. Peach has a preferred line though. Lehman's going to slide up into the corner. And now I think Peach is just going to run away with it here.
Wygent trying to get back to the gas here. He's going to be on the attack for that position from Cole Snyder. Cole Snyder having a little bit of internet issues, blinking in and out here. But battle for position between the 00 and the 24, and Lehman just moving out of the way.
And gotta wonder, is Cole Snyder going to race Wygent any differently after having some contact there? Differences in opinions. Snyder is pinching Wygent down. And yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah, no
nice.
love lost here. Oh,
Contact coming off the corner. They're going to crash each other here if they keep this up. There it goes.
Huge save by Wygent. Wow.
Caution
That was
will
an
come
amazing
out.
save. Oh, one car, I believe, just got the barrels though off of turn 4.
Is that Lehman?
Actually,
Yeah,
no.
he was right behind them. I don't know if he was coming into pit when it was going on, but absolutely, yeah. I believe he was trying to pit or get out of the way of seeing what was brewing in front of him and just got distracted by that pit wall.
I agree 100% with you there, Adam. He seen the crash happening and tried to make a hard right turn to make it back on the track so he didn't pit during the caution, and it cost him.
Especially with them towards the back of the field. They're not even caught up yet as the pace truck's off.
Green flag is waving. Hapiak doing a great job. Look at Chapman. Gonna make it 3 wide. Peach moving up, almost getting into Hapiak. We're still 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Wright trying to make some noise.
White is going to be in a great spot here down the back straightaway. Oh, they're going to be spinning. Lehman saves it.
And Hapiak using as much track as possible. Hapiak gonna try to take the race lead away. He's at least gonna lead this lap. He's gonna clear Peach. New leader, Nick Hapiak, here at New Hampshire. Just got the track on iRacing. And don't look now, here comes Chris Wright.
We talked about it earlier. You cannot count out that driver in the 69 at all. And look where he's at. It's time to be here, and he's here.
And he's going to make a move underneath Hunter Peach. They're going to be side by side. Advantage Peach for the moment. A little bit of momentum down the front straightaway. Peach using a lot of the high lane here. This is going to hurt him on a longer run. There's 26 laps to go. I think that could make the difference here.
Yeah, and he's not running a usual lane. He's giving Chris Wright almost the preferred line going on the entry of the corner, but then he's cutting down on exit and taking away that preferred line. As now Donald Kite going to look inside of Chris Wright.
It's the Kite and the Wright show. As Kite, he's going to have to tuck back in behind Wright. Wright, I think, gave a little bit of a bumper to Peach.
Peach was loose coming off of turn 2 that time, and I think that's what actually allowed Chris Wright to get up there. And Wright not lifting. If Peach is going to lose it, Wright's going to give him the bumper and finish him off.
Yeah, this is going to allow Wright to try and take that second position away from Peach and try and set sight on Hapiak. He could be in the great position that we thought he was going to be in a moment ago.
And with just 3 laps to go, I keep saying, how many more of those slides can Peach have before it bites him? He keeps closing, but as we talked about, it is so tough to pass here. Hapiak running a perfect line to where Peach is going to have to pass him on entry. Peach isn't going to get a run off the corner because of the line that Hapiak is running.
Going to 2 laps remaining. Hapiak still leading this race. Peach gonna try to get to the right rear. He drove it in hard. Hapiak gonna have the exit off the corner. But look at Peach trying to take it to the inside, not able to, nose to tail.
Hapiak drives it in really deep there. Peach is going to get to the inside here. How much room are they going to give each other? We're coming across the line. White flag's going to be out.
White flag is in the air. One more lap around here. Hapiak holding on to it. Peach trying to get it. Hapiak going to use that flat. Now trying to drive off Peach. Oh, in the wall goes Peach. Hapiak just needs one more set of corners here. Peach.
Oh, he's trying it.
In the wall. What in the
So
world
is Chris
going
Wright.
on? It is going to be Nick Hapiak taking the race win and pure chaos behind. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Andrew Chapman, the real benefactor there, he picks up second. Peach crosses the line third after getting unstuck from the wall. Donald Kite picking up his second top 5, finishes 4th. What in... Somebody explain it.
Yeah, everyone just tried to win in there and lost Chastain, I assume, and it didn't work, except for Andrew Chapman, who was able to just keep it low and avoid all the chaos, because Chris Wright flew in there, as did Hunter Peach from second position, but that was to be a little expected, I thought. I kind of expected to see the 20 fly in there. I did not expect to see the 69 up on the safer barrier, climbing at both ends, but Chris Wright, nothing to lose with 4 wins on the season and the points lead. But Nick Hapiak, what a win for him, his second on the season.
middle. They're wrecking. A lot of carnage happening. It's going to be
Race is
close.
still on
They're
up front.
wrecking for the win. It's going to be Casey Wygen. I think it is there. It will be.
Oh
Casey
my
Wygen.
goodness.
Winner number 50 in NAOR Series history goes to Casey Wygen. Green flag is going to be in the air. They're underway here. Talladega. Chase McGuire. Hapiak taking the race win. Hawkins P2.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Waving green flag is in the air. We are underway here from Darlington. Already single file throughout the entire field.
Big contact. Basically a wreck with no caution.
And green flag is waving. Andrew Chapman, man on a mission. These three are under a blanket. I wonder if he's doing more mirror driving or more windshield driving. Green flag pit stop's happening here a little bit sooner than I expected. Oh, Nick Hapiak might get a penalty there. Off turn 4 at the line. Kenneth Cheney, race winner here at Darlington Raceway.
Kenny, you got the Southern 500!
Good job, Kenny. Hell yeah, buddy.
Martinsville Speedway. It's the old-fashioned stuff. It was that throwback to full contact racing, which we don't see much of anymore.
Green flags in the air. We are underway here at Martinsville. And Parker.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say it. Field goes down side by side, and Parker getting a monster run on the outside. The outside works here for a couple laps, but you got to get down quick. He knows what it takes to get to the lead.
Three wide. Cole Snyder.
Three
to the
wide
bottom.
contact. Chris Wright losing on that deal. Chris Wright's going to fall all the way back to the
This bottom just a little bit. It helps Wygen. Parker is still right there. Wygen gets
Wygen. Oh, and we have contact. Nick Hapiak is around off the bumper of Kenneth Cheney. looking back at the replay, it was contact with the 00 in the 6 that sent the 6 actually up into the 39. 39 doing nothing wrong there. Just out there in no man's land where the 6 basically, the 39 turned into the wall there.
It just opens up the door for Chris Wright.
It really does, and Kennedy's gonna pull down and set the contact between them.
Oh my!
How do they? Oh, almost keep it straight. Zachary Meredith doing all he could to wheel it there. He got a huge shot.
Wright is looking. Wright's gonna send it. Not quite. It's gonna be Pacey Wygen off turn 4. Pacey Wygen with the win.
You know, second win of the season. We talked about short tracks being his thing earlier. We've seen that he had speed in the car. He showed us how aggressive he can be here. And now putting on a show as he's drifting around the corner.
Flag is out, and what a start by Hunter. Yeah, Hunter Beach.
Oh, and Nick Hapiak's in the wall. Bunch of drivers getting out of the way to avoid him. Not what you want to see early on here.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, trouble!
Oh, contact. That's
up and over on his lid.
I believe that was the 83 on the door, but the 21 of Jared Wilson. Didn't see any other drivers involved. And just to update what I had brought up earlier, indeed, the second Wright brother was not actually involved in the wreck. He had contact with the outside wall long before this wreck happened, coming out of turn 2. Andrew Chapman, we've seen him be the first car to pit road to start this cycle. Hunter Peach able to run it a little bit longer, so right now Peach has the tire advantage over Chapman. How much does Chapman fight here? Does Chapman try to save his tires and hope he can have some tire left to run down Peach at the end?
Don't think Ruiz gonna get there.
I think Peach is on cruise control as he comes through turn 3 and 4. He's gonna see the checkered flag and he's gonna get to burn it down. Give it up for Hunter Peach in that 20 car, taking home the win here tonight in the DI9 NAOR series. Second place going to Jose Ruiz. Third place to Chris Wright.
NASCAR races have set attendance records across the country. Well, on today's show, they do it again. At Michigan International Speedway, names like Bobby Isaac, Richard Petty, David Pearson, the Allison brothers, Pete Hamilton, plus many, many others. You take drivers like these and put them in the fastest late model stocks in the world. Turn them loose on a wide, smooth 2-mile oval, and you suddenly have all the ingredients for a great race. And such was the case with the last go-around at Michigan International Speedway.
contact. Hard in the wall. Hunter Peach.
Probably 7th or 8th position, and now he's up here battling for the lead. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead.
Oh man, this is tight. And it's going to be Hapiak. Here, side by side once again. One Parker driving it deep. Look here, Hapiak.
So we're coming to get the white flag here. We've seen this battle before. Now we get to see it at the end of the race for a win. Who wants it more, Chris Wright or Jonathan Parker? Jonathan Parker leads it at the white, but the white flag is out. Let's see who's going to win this race.
White flag is out there, side by side. Parker not giving Wright much room. Wright going to slide up in front of Parker. Parker staying on the outside. I think Wright wanted to be on the inside maybe. Parker hanging on to it out there. He might have to pinch Wright down. Wright, plenty of room here. It's going to be a drag race to the line, I think. Parker looks low. He has nowhere to go. It's going to be Chris Wright starting on the pole, having issues, coming back to win the race. It was a photo finish, though. Chris Wright